Hello, Van here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Frankenmuth, Michigan. Hopefully for the last day of planting here for this season, everyone. Since the last episode, went ahead and skipped a day here till the next day, so we're now into the month of May. Of course, when I say day, everyone, it is, yes, of course, actually going into the next month, because we are on a one-day season. That was actually something I was considering maybe doing, everyone. For how much planting we had to do, everyone, it's like, I wonder if I should have just upped the number of days, gone to like maybe a 3-day season or something like that. It probably actually would have been a good idea. I'm not sure how much that messes with things or not, though. I know back in Farming Simulator 19, when it came to seasons, everyone, you could kind of get away with that. I don't know if you can here in 22 or not, but anyway. The thing is, everyone, when it comes to some of this stuff here, like planting and harvesting, everyone, you really only need like 1 day most months. But then those again, plant and harvest, when you maybe need 2, maybe 3 days. And that's very much how it felt here this particular plant season. Anyway, getting the tractor lined up, everyone. We're going to be planting our last field here, and I think this is actually the last one. If I'd known that, I maybe would have tried to have gotten it planted here yesterday in game, but oh well. We're waiting until today. We're planting, actually not planting corn, we're planting soybeans. Let's get some GPS going here as well. Turn it on. And then we're gonna load, well, I guess we'll start with the 90-degree course. Auto with that. Obviously, we'll probably want to be going the other way once we actually going on the field here. Off camera on the live stream, I went ahead and high-speed disc. Took the high-speed disc to this field here. We had a lot of weeds on the field, and as I've said before, I really didn't want to just, plant straight into a weedy mess, everyone, so I just went ahead and disced the field up here. So that's the only field work that's been done to it. We also have field 5 there as well, everyone. I think initially I was planning on planting that field, but it is already planted. It has soybeans on it, so I'm probably just going to leave that field, that one. It is what it is. It does have weeds in it, though, so we should probably get those taken care of. And it says we can use a weeder, so I'm probably going to try a weeder on it. We have the hoe, which, hey, that should work, right, everyone? We'll take the hoe to it. Pretty sure the hoe and the weeder, the hoe, if I understand it correctly, the way it works here in the game, the hoe is better than the weeder. So therefore, it should do the same job, or more, technically, right, than a weeder. Okay, let's rotate that GPS. Lower the planter back down, lock back on, and away we go. So yeah, goal is to get this field planted here this episode, and hopefully we can get it done in one episode. Pretty much just going to focus on the planting here, everyone. So just, this is possibly going to be the only job we do. I'm not sure. We'll see how it ends up, everyone. We also need to get some fertilizer on some of the fields here yet as well, everyone. There are several fields I did not fertilize on purpose because I wanted to try out the crop detection thingamajigger, everyone, for fertilizing. When it comes to the nitrogen levels, which, as I understand it, you have to have crops, like, they got to be growing, right? So I'm not even sure exactly right offhand what fields need what here without looking. Ooh, I think our environmental score went down a little bit, didn't it? I think so. Oh, well. Not gonna. Ooh, all right, we're up on 100 on this one yet. I don't know what we're doing right on field 4 here, but apparently we're doing something right. We got 100. Yeah, 57 is a new field for us. 88. Weed control. It's weed control, right? I don't know why, but it seems like the weed control is like the one we're failing on a lot of these. I don't know why, because like, as far as weed control goes, I think we're doing a pretty good job. And in fact, on some fields, like, we got no weeds. We're not even spraying for them. That's good if you ask me, Evan, but apparently the game doesn't think so, so oh well. What the game thinks and what I think, Evan, 2 different things, apparently. I noticed, by the way, Evan, that this is given a... I'm on soybean. Yeah, I'm on soybeans, right? This is not given a row crop texture behind this planter. I'm kind of confused by that. I don't know why it's doing that, but oh well. Trying to back in the corner here without taking out any of the planter. Like that's pretty good. Rotate that. Home that back. Whoa. Home that back on the tractor. Lock it back on and away we go. Gotta say, I do love my GPS. Still quite possibly probably one of my favorite mods here in Farming Simulator, everyone. Which is always, a good trick question to ask people. What is my favorite mod? For those of you who have watched the channel for a long time, you'll probably be able to figure it out and or know the answer. I don't think I, really mentioned it as much in Farming Simulator 19, everyone. And, again, we had the same GPS in Farming Simulator 19, but yeah, I don't know. The GPS, that one, it works. It's a little buggy at times. I don't know. It's just not quite the original GPS, if you will. Okay, rotate this. Should be the last time we need to rotate them, and then we'll start going up and down the field. Well, yeah, hopefully that's enough room to turn around. I guess we'll find out. We might have to go one more time around the field as far as headlands go, everyone. Actually, probably would have been a good idea. Oh, well. We can always rotate it some more if we have to. Anyway, going back to this, I wanted to look at our nitrogen levels here on some of these fields. So that is a cornfield. Looks like that field is good. Actually, yeah, that was corn, right? Pretty sure that's corn. 12 is also corn, so we definitely need to get some fertilizer on 12 and 13 here. I think these fields here are all good. And looks like, 22, 23, 26, 24, 25, all those. Also, why do I not have any data on this one? Well, that actually, that's not actually its own separate chunk of land there, is it? Oh, it actually is. Okay. Do I not, have the purchase? Do I need to purchase soil information for this? Aha, there we go. Let's purchase the soil information for that. Okay, it's not showing any information for that section, which, oh, you know what? Yeah, I think that that's filled in, isn't it? So that would make sense. We probably don't need an extra headland down in this end of the field, but the other end probably would be nice to have another headland, I think. Might just end up doing that here. Okay, so there we go. Like I said, I was missing apparently that little section right there. Okay, now do we have all the sections? I think we got all the sections we need here finally. 11 and 10 I think are good. It's getting a little bit darker on this side of it, but I think that's because our soil information is a little bit more outdated. For those of you who don't know, when it comes to precision farming, everyone, every year you go by, your data becomes more and more out of date. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe folks in the comments can let me know. I'm not exactly sure how many years it is before, or how many planting cycles maybe it goes by. I'm not actually even sure. What's it go by? But does it go by years or planting cycles before your data is out of date and you got to essentially either rescan it or buy it? Of course, for this series, how many folks have seen me just buy it? If you don't want to buy it, when you do have the option of going and buying the, let's see if we can find it here a minute. Yeah, I think it's that one, right? That's the one for spraying for nitrogen. So this is the one for doing soil samples. You can go around everyone and check the soil with that. I forget the size of the radius on it. And it's not particularly large, and it does take a while. Much easier in my opinion. I'm just to buy the soil samples. Much easier. And let's face it, that's probably what most farmers would do in real life as well. I mean, they might go out and get their own soil, everyone. But they're going to send it in to have it checked, most likely. I don't think any farmers, like, actually test their own soil, do they? I don't know. Maybe there's some somewhere that do, but I'm going to guess that most of them actually... Oh, let me lock on GPS here a minute. Not a big deal. We won't bother going back and getting that, but like I said, most of them I'm going to guess haven't actually send it in, and some farmers, of course, you just have, like, the company, whatever, whoever's doing it, ag service, actually come out and just, do the whole process for them. And for those who don't know, by the way, when it comes to checking soil, usually when you're not just checking the soil in one spot, usually, and this maybe varies by farmer how much detail they want everyone, but they're going to be checking all throughout the field just to see what's throughout the entire field's at. And that's where, if you watch any of the farming channels, you'll hear them talk about variable rate application. That is the kind of the purpose of that. And so, this part of the field over here needs maybe less nitrogen than the part over there. So then you're variable rate applying that. I'm going to shift that over just a little bit there. I like that a little better. A little close to the edge for my comfort there. And this also goes like the variable rate seed that's happening here as well, everyone. You'll have like an ag service that'll go out and kind of prepare the data for your field, and they'll say, well, this section of the field, based on what this section of the field has and what it's made up of, we could probably support this number of seeds in this section. Go to another section, well, this section's not quite so good. Maybe we'll throw a little extra fertilizer on it to try to help, and we'll also plant at a little bit lower population. No sense having, overpopulating if the soil can't support it, right? And that's kind of the whole idea behind this precision farming as well, one. So, yeah, very, very cool. Some of the things they can do with the whole precision farming thing, Evan. Very, very cool in my opinion. And I'm not talking necessarily the game here, but I'm talking real life. And that, of course, Evan, was the inspiration here behind precision farming. Some of the stuff you're seeing with precision farming, Evan, is very much what it would be in real life, right? Variable rate applying fertilizers, seed, etc. In particular, well, actually, I shouldn't really say in particular fertilizer, because even seed's expensive too, but probably in particular, especially this year, fertilizer being really expensive, everyone. If a farmer can get away with a little bit less in certain areas by variable rate applying it, quite beneficial, most likely, right? Okay, so let's see what's our fertilizer over here. Fertilizer down there. I'm pretty sure all these fields need fertilizer. Those there are good. And these are soybeans, Evan, so they shouldn't need any fertilizer. They should be, actually, if we get out and check, everyone. Should be perfect, right? Nitrogen, perfect. It requires 0, which myself, Evan, I don't know about you folks, I still find that a little bit weird because, yeah, soybeans, Evan, they still need fertilizer, right? But the way they've got it in the game, you have no fertilizers needed. Of course, when it comes to the fertilizer in the game, everyone, the game really only has one type of fertilizer, really. They only focus on, you look at the map, everyone, it's nitrogen, right? They don't talk about any other types of fertilizers. Of course, in real life, everyone, you have I always forget the other one. You got your phosphorus, your nitrogen. And now, like I said, I always forget the other one, everyone. But there's 3 of them there. NPK. Oh, potassium, right? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, I think. Anyway. So, yeah, you got your 3 types of fertilizer. For those of you maybe don't do any farming, but you do some work with, like, your lawns or something like that, I'm sure some of you folks are probably familiar with some of, like, the lawn fertilizers, and you'll see some of the numbers on the bag. Common one, of course, having being at 12, so 12, 12, 12. That is referring to the amount of different parts of the fertilizer there. being, again, N, P, and K. So you got 12 parts, nitrogen, 12 parts phosphorus, 12 parts potassium, I think. Yeah. Oh, anyway, I just noticed something. We ran out of seed, didn't we? Whoops. I was not paying attention to that. Oh, well. Let's go back to where we left off here. And we better go grab some seed. I did not even notice that, did I? You folks are probably yelling at me. You're out of seed. Yep, we're definitely out of seed. Okay, let's get that line back up here a minute. And we'll go find our seed tender. I think it's actually parked under the conveyor belt over here yet. Yep. Not quite full, but it's pretty close. And of course, we'll be taking the roller here to the soybean field as well. Unfortunately, I don't think I can take the one that's already started growing. That's probably, yeah, probably better not do that. I was actually debating everyone just like cultivating that field under and starting over with it. But I don't know. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do that if you ask me. When it's already growing, it's got soybeans in it. Yes, it has weeds in it, but oh well. We'll take care of those here probably next episode or something. Ooh, trying to miss the marker. There we go. I need to back it up here just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. Nope, not quite going to clear, are we? Have to back that truck up here just a little bit. Okay, we'll just leave that there. And we are back in business. Let's turn that back on. Very, very interesting, the paint wearing off the components here. For those who don't know, these parts back here are, plastic or rubber, everyone, so the whole concept of paint wearing off them, yeah, not really. Not really. Definitely something Giants maybe should work on improving. This is the cedar that's in the game one, by the way, everyone. Nothing modded here about this particular cedar. Okay, we'll go see once we've got some comments to read here a moment. Ooh, see if we can talk here yet today. Wow. Colton was saying that the Summers is called a cultipacker. So he's talking about the Summers. Let's see what's here. If I remember what category. I think it was under the rollers, right? Yes. The Summers here, he calls it a cultipacker. Yep, and I have heard that name before. I think probably depending on what part of the country, and they probably call that a different name. But anyway. Nick was saying I'm having trouble on the East Vineyard, New Jersey map. Not letting me load into the game. It sits at 85%, but will load with no mods. Will load with no mods. Okay. I was just going to say, I know the problem here, everyone. Sounds like Nick maybe knows the problem as well. He put it right on the end of his comment there. But will load with no mods. Yeah, typically in a situation like that, everyone, where you have a map that will not load. Well, one, it could be a possibly bad map, everyone. That's always definitely a possibility, unfortunately. But then more than likely, a lot of times it's due to mod conflicts. And unfortunately, when it comes to that, everyone, best thing I can say is good luck. Pretty much just going to have to go through your mods and remove them or deactivate them. What I usually like to do, everyone, is I'll go take half the mods out. So I'll just pick, say, letters A through G or something like that. Try to get about half of them, and then I'll leave the other half, see if it loads. If it doesn't, well, take another half out, everyone. You know, take out, so F through M or something, right? Take another half out. And yes, by the way, I know the letters are not exactly half there. That's because usually a lot of the mods don't necessarily line up half as far as the names go. But hopefully you folks get what I mean there. Just, you know, keep taking mods out or adding mods back in until you find out what it is. That's really the only thing you can do, unfortunately. Oh, farming around poles. Everyone's favorite, right? Yeah, not really. Unfortunately, this is a thing here in Michigan, everyone. It very much is. I don't know, do other states have it as bad as we seem to in Michigan sometimes? I declare sometimes, you know, the power companies, they're like, where can we put this pole to be as big a pain in the you-know-where as possible? And that's right where they'll put it. It's nice having when the power company, they'll put them nice and close to the road ditches. So then you really don't have to worry about them being in the field too much. But a lot of times, everyone, they'll be, you know, maybe a couple hundred feet off the road, right? They're not right next to the road ditch. They'll be a couple hundred feet out there, out in the middle of the field. And yeah, unfortunately, you got to farm around them. Keith was saying you need to hold down the Alt key when you're using the chainsaw. Then it doesn't matter which way it's held. Hey, good to know. I'll remember that there, Keith. Thank you for that tip. Christopher was also saying good video. Keep it up. Thank you very much for that. Magnus was saying you should check out Custom Modding's Honeybee header. It's great. You know that Giants have updated precision farming. Be sure you have the update. And he also says great video as always. Hey, thank you very much for that there, Magnus. As far as I know, I have the update to precision farming. Everyone, pretty sure it is anyway. Unless you have to manually download it. Never sure sometimes with some of the stuff, everyone. As far as I know, Steam automatically keeps that up to date. Generally speaking, everyone, I have no use for Steam. But in this scenario, when it is kind of handy, it keeps your games up to date. Vladimir was saying, trying to restore my save game, it gets stuck on 85% loading. Hey, another person here that's getting stuck on, I think the other one was getting stuck at 85% too, right? As we were talking about in that one too, everyone, most likely if your game is getting stuck while loading, it is probably a mod conflict, everyone. And or a bad mod. Unfortunately, everyone, you know, new version of Farming Simulator, same old problems we had in previous versions, everyone. We got mod authors out there, or mod editors, maybe I should say, whatever, that are releasing mods that are garbage. Absolute hot garbage, everyone. As I've said many times before, the people that are doing this should have their computers taken away from them permanently and forever downgraded to a console. Oh, wait, not gonna make that turn, am I? Fine, we'll let the car through. Of course, about the time I let that car through, there's gonna be one coming from the other direction, and there is, but I think we can make that turn. Yeah, we're just borrowing the road here a little bit, everyone. Like any good farmer would do. Now, of course, the problem with that, everyone, is you have a farmer that's maybe doing some chisel plowing, and they get to the end and they decide to turn around on the road, and either due to the angle or maybe they forget to lift it all the way up, and your chisel plow kind of rips up the road. Yeah, that's always a bit of a problem. And that has happened, by the way, everyone. That has happened. Just a few miles away, but I'm not entirely sure the exact story behind it, everyone, but also know a farmer was pulling a chisel plow, and I don't know if either A, something failed, everyone, or he forgot to lift it up, or, like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, everyone, but let's just say chisel plow plus road. I think the road lost. I think the road lost quite badly, everyone, quite badly. Which kind of surprising, if you ask me. When you'd think the chisel plow might end up a little worse for, and it probably was worse for their wear, I would have to imagine, but okay, let's see. Once we're almost done, I'm going to a couple more passes here. I don't know. Yeah, we might not quite finish it here this episode. I mean, it's going to be close. It is going to be close. Coffee Pusher was saying, if you hold your saw at 90 degrees when removing the trees and center it on the trunk, that should work as well. I'm pretty sure I've tried that one, everyone. I could be wrong here on that one. And I'm pretty sure Coffee Pusher, that's the way it was back in Farming Simulator 19, right? When it came to the Lumberjack mod there, you just kind of held it 90 degrees. And, of course, activated the function. And then, yeah, held it 90 degrees there. And it would automatically give you the red. Seems like that's a little more buggy here in 22. Maybe it's just me, everyone. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier in the comments there, too, try pushing the Alt key. I'll have to see once I'll give that a try here next time. We're removing some trees, Evan. I don't think we have any trees that need to be removed at the moment. There's always trees we could remove. Speaking of removing trees, by the way, of course, Evan, looks like the next DLC here for Farming Simulator. Well, actually, you know what? I shouldn't say the next DLC, Evan, because I think there's supposed to be one more DLC coming yet before the Platinum one. But talking about the Platinum DLC, Evan, looks like it's going to be rather logging heavy. At least that's what I thought anyway, looking at the pictures, and I don't think they really released any Pacific equipment yet that I know of, but yeah, looks like it's going to be kind of logging focused somewhat. Oh, we're just going to clear it. Well, no, actually, we're not going to clear. Oh, okay. There's a collision on that pole, isn't there? Or is there just no collision on my... there's a collision on that pole. Must not be any collision on the marker arm there, I guess. I'm assuming anyway. Oh well, cool. Anyway, I've been looking at the time here. Looks like it is about time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time.